A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a recent announcement, former President Donald Trump has declared his intention to sign an executive order aimed at banning mail-in ballots as part of a larger effort to reform the voting process before the 2026 midterm elections. The controversial move, which Trump claims is necessary to ensure honesty and integrity in U.S. elections, has sparked significant debate among political analysts, election officials, and voters alike. Trump took to his social media platform, Truth Social, on August 18 to outline his plans, stating that he aims to lead a movement to eliminate what he described as highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines. The former president asserted, "We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting," insisting that other nations have abandoned it due to what he termed massive voter fraud. This claim, however, has been widely disputed and lacks substantial evidence. Trump's assertions come in the wake of his continued allegations that the 2020 presidential election was rigged, with mail-in ballots being a focal point of his grievances. He has consistently argued that the use of mail-in voting undermines the electoral process, stating, "U.S. elections can never be honest with the voting method." The former president's rhetoric has raised concerns among critics who warn that such a ban could disenfranchise millions of voters, particularly those who rely on mail-in ballots due to disabilities, military service, or other valid reasons for not voting in person. According to a report by the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, nearly a third of ballots cast in the 2024 election were submitted via mail-in ballots, a method that accounted for 43% of all votes in the 2020 election. Trump's proposed ban, if enacted, could severely limit access to the ballot box for these groups. In his post, Trump went on to assert that states are merely agents of the federal government in counting and tabulating votes, stating, "They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them, for the good of our country." This statement has been met with criticism, as it undermines the autonomy of state election officials who are responsible for administering elections. The former president's claims have also prompted responses from voting rights advocates, who argue that mail-in voting is a vital safeguard of democracy. Sophia Lynn Lakin, director of the ACLU's Voting Rights Project, emphasized that mail-in voting ensures access for voters with disabilities and those lacking transportation. She condemned Trump's efforts to undermine a proven method of voting, suggesting that they are part of a broader strategy to sow distrust in the electoral process. Trump's narrative around mail-in voting has shifted significantly since 2020, when polling indicated that nearly half of Republicans supported the idea of allowing any eligible voter to vote by mail. However, recent polling shows that only 28% of Republicans currently hold that view, reflecting the impact of Trump's rhetoric on public perception. The former president's claims have also influenced Republican-led legislation in various states aimed at changing how elections are conducted, with a focus on increasing restrictions around mail-in voting. Trump's attempts to ban mail-in ballots come at a time when he is also facing legal challenges related to his claims about the 2020 election. His narrative has been a central theme in his ongoing campaign for the 2024 presidential election, as he continues to rally support among his base by framing the issue of election integrity as a key priority. In a recent interview, Trump claimed that Russian President Vladimir Putin had told him that the 2020 election was rigged due to mail-in voting, further entrenching his position on the issue. However, experts have pointed out that many countries, including Canada, Germany, and New Zealand, successfully utilize mail-in voting without the issues Trump alleges. As the political landscape continues to evolve, Trump's proposed executive order and its implications for the upcoming midterm elections remain a hot topic of discussion. Voter access and election integrity are expected to be at the forefront of political debates leading up to 2026, as both parties prepare for what promises to be a contentious election cycle. With the potential for significant changes to the voting process on the horizon, it is crucial for voters to stay informed and engaged as these developments unfold. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.